Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Let's go, guys.
Let's go.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into the pregame lounge.
Let's
Let's go. We are presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Make sure to use the code DNVR when you sign up and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. We got a hell of a night coming up. We got the pregame lounge going on right now. Stay right where you are because we're also doing a live watch along for Nuggets Grizzlies tonight, followed up by a post-game lounge. It's going to be a long night. It's going to be a fun night. I'm going to be talking the entire night. I can't wait. Should be fun. I'm Harrison Wynn, joined to my left by Brendan Vogt.
I can't believe, for everything we've talked about and felt, and justifiably so this season, what's on the line tonight, how good the vibes could feel by the end of the night.
Yes.
Fellas, 1 seed on the line. What a treat.
Nuggets Grizzlies going for the 1 seed tonight. Also joined by superstar Dev Johnson to my right.
This one matters. Isn't that crazy that out of all of the things that you just said, this one is the one for all of the marbles? I love it.
Should we have just not been paying attention to any game this season except for this one? This is the first game that matters this year.
They're right where they want them to be.
Yeah. I feel like this is the biggest game of the season so far for the Nuggets. Prime time against the number 1 seed in the West with a chance to become the number 1 seed in the West. This has just all the makings of a great game potentially tonight. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if the Nuggets are up for the challenge. But first, let's go to game notes. Who's playing tonight? Vote. What did Mike Malone have to say pregame? Fill me in on what's going on right now.
Well, it's a great question because we did talk to Jamal Murray at shoot-around. Typically a good sign that their availability is at least on the table. And it was on the table, but Jamal Murray is out tonight.
Wow, okay.
So, like that last game, probably went through his pregame, his shoot-around routine. Some folks at the arena let me know, not the most rigorous pregame routine for Jamal tonight. So we assume it probably just didn't feel great. He will not play.
So he spoke at shoot-around this morning. We're going to talk about what he had to say in segment 2, but he was in like a great mood this morning. He gave off the vibe that he was good to go. So interesting that Denver chose to rest him tonight. But yeah, we'll talk about that more in segment 2.
Yeah, I agree. I thought his attitude was of no. The other fellows on the injury report, I believe Jeff and KCP, they will play tonight.
Okay.
Malone was asked the $1 million question pregame.
What's that?
What's it going to take to get Zeke Naji on the floor?
Oh.
I don't think it was framed that way, to be clear. But there was a question about Zeke, and Malone conceded we need to find out if Zeke Naji can be a part of this team.
What?
He deserves that chance. And he said it's like Christian Brown when he reflected on that earlier in the year. It's a guy he feels he has to get on the floor. And he says guys have to not just earn, but keep minutes. They're not giving minutes away. And for Zeke, I think he referenced some up and down. He talked about the injuries. That's an interesting point. Every time Zeke starts to play well, so one way or another, the rug seems to be pulled out from under him. To be fair, one person pulling that rug has been Michael Malone.
That's what's happening.
That's what's happening. But he wondered aloud today pregame about finding out what Zeke Naji can give this team, and he deserves that chance.
Let's go!
Let's
go!
This is Harrison Wynn's.
Finally!
I just want to say. Don't rule out that he doesn't play.
Oh, my God, dude.
I think we see Zeke Naji.
Could it be a Zeke night? We've been waiting all year.
It would make sense given the fact that the head coach just said they need to find a way to get him on the floor.
29, 30 games into the season.
It's
never too late.
It is up to the coach. So we'd like to think that means he's going to play. About the defense, our own Adam Mares was there. He asked, if I may say so, pretty lengthy question. I mean, it's pregame, Adam. You know what I mean? Like, the beat writers got stuff to get to. Wrap it up, buddy. But he did ask an insightful question all the same about the distinction between the start of the game defense, the end of the game defense, and then whatever the hell is going on in second and third quarters. We've talked at great length. The team has talked at great length about the various factors that could be a part of that. But Malone did say that Ish Smith reminded him, yes, you got a lot of veterans, but you still got a lot of new guys. So when it comes to learning a new system, communicating discipline, kind of working all that in, there are still a lot of moving parts here. I would contend it's getting a little late in the season. All the same, that's what Ish reminded the coach. And then finally, Malone thought the key tonight will be rebounding. There you go.
Have you seen the starters?
I have not seen the starters. Did they just drop?
I just saw the starters.
Oh,
Talk to me.
Have you seen the starters,
I have
Steph?
not seen the starters.
Do you want to reveal them or should I?
Is he-
No,
starting?
I need to because I really need to feel it. I need to feel it.
Okay. The Nuggets are starting Nikola Jokic,
That's a good call.
That one makes sense.
Aaron Gordon,
Yeah,
I
would've
like
did
that.
that one.
Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's been
KC,
starting all year.
please.
Bruce Brown is starting,
Yeah, that's the one. Yes,
but
sir.
he's starting at point guard,
Right.
which
Oh.
leaves one spot open
It's
on
a
the wing.
forward position. Is it Vlaco?
Christian Brown is starting
No way.
for the
Harrison?
first time in his career tonight. Guys, did we pick a good night to do a watch along? Is all I'll say.
Oh,
It's
Harrison's
a good
gonna
night
get
for
fired.
a watch along tonight. Christian Brown getting the first start of his career tonight. He's at the 3. Bruce Brown moves up to point guard. This should be interesting. This
Wow.
should be very, very interesting.
It's
So-
the right game to do it. Get a little length in defense. That Bruce and Christian Brown. Listen, you're hosting this shindig. I'll let you.
No, go ahead.
No, I just
Cook,
think
cook.
it's a great night to try it. I think, especially with Jamal struggling and not playing well, him resting, I think, makes sense, not just for his long-term health, but the prospects of winning this game. Such a tough one defensively. I really like Bruce and Christian starting. It's exciting.
What do you think about this, Dev?
I think this is awesome, especially for if you want to make a point, if you want to try to say, hey, we're going to give it to the guy that's going to be playing defense, it's a hell of a point to make with Christian Brown starting. And then you also have Bruce Brown next to him. I think that's a crazy good pairing, especially seeing how Jokic just had the best game of his career.
Yeah.
Like now we have 2 guys that play defense, 2 guys that like to give him the ball. Like this is a masterclass type of game that I feel like Jokic is going to be able to back up and have another good game. So having Christian Brown and Bruce Brown there, it just makes sense to just feed them, and then play defense against
Right.
a really good guard group on the other side.
Right. It
Totally.
may almost force Jokic's MVP hand, right? They need him to be that guy.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it. I mean, one of the unfortunate things that's happened to Bruce Brown this season is that he's had to play out of position for the last month.
Right.
With Michael Porter Jr. out of the lineup. He's had to play the 3. Just another undersized guy that the Nuggets have been playing at 3.
That's a great point.
Last year it was Will Barton. This year it's been Bruce Brown.
Can't have a small forward.
Yeah, I love Bruce Brown. He's a great defender. I think he's a big part of this team, but he's miscast as a small forward. Like, that's just not him. Christian Brown's a much better fit there, even though he is like naturally a 2. But I think he's the best option to put there on a night like tonight when you're going to need to slow down John Morant, Dylan Brooks, and like a good Grizzlies offense.
For people that are reading a little too far into the lineup, it was not going to be Bones. You still need your second unit to have some scoring. You still needed that unit to have somebody that has a
Great
rhythm
point.
and stick there. So,
Great point.
I mean, I wouldn't have assumed that it was going to be Bones that just jumps right into the starting lineup. So it does make sense to go with Christian Brown, but it does show that, you know, there has been a change in the pecking order. They didn't go with Davon Reed. They didn't go with the guys that.
Well, thank God they didn't.
They didn't go with the guys that's been ahead of them in the rotation. And now that also calls for Zeke Naji to be able to just step up and to get a few more minutes because the Brown bench minutes can now go to Zeke Naji. So I do think that we see a little bit of both. But I think it's a great call to have Brown be that guy.
It's a great call. I mean, it all gets thrown out the window if Christian Brown gets benched for a couple bad sequences like he did the other game. But we'll see. We'll see what Malone's rotation looks like tonight.
If you get a Christian Brown start and a Zeke Naji appearance live on a watch along,
I mean, guys, this is the best game to tune into the watch along all season.
Win might just drink that Christmas keg. don't rule it out. It's up.
So what do we think the bench looks like tonight?
That's a great
If these are
question.
the starters, who do we think comes off the bench tonight? Bones. We think he's probably in the rotation tonight.
Would think so.
Zeke. I think he's got to be in the rotation tonight
I feel like
after
he's
those
forced
comments.
to play some minutes in
Yeah.
that bench unit. You already know they're going to go with DeAndre Jordan.
You think? So you think Zeke at the 4, DeAndre Jordan at the 5?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that they're going to continue to go with Davon Reed. So I do think he plays.
So no Jeff Green, you think?
Oh, he's playing.
Okay.
He's playing. So yeah,
Bones,
so maybe
Davon
Davon is off because they're going to go with Jeff Green.
Okay.
And who staggers? Probably Bruce?
Yeah, I don't know, but with no Jamal.
Yeah.
I think this is probably a night where DeAndre Jordan gets off because the Grizzlies, they play Brandon Clark as like their backup five, who's one of the smallest backup fives. Like the Grizzlies play a lot of small ball. So I like Malone going this direction. This is obviously a game where Zeke Naji fits the opponent better as well. It all lines up from that perspective. I wouldn't be surprised if DeAndre took the night off. That'd be okay. I mean, I think I had this pulled up a second ago. The Nuggets are like huge in the negatives in his last 6 games. Like it's really, really bad. Who do you want to see come off the bench tonight?
Well, the obvious answer. You just want to see Zeke play for sure. I am curious, though. I think you're probably right about Jeff Zeke. So then, I don't know. This could be a night where Malone gets really weird, you know? Sometimes we go, well, let's build the 9-10 man. But, you know, you do the grades, you check box scores every night. There are so many weird nights where a guy might be first guy off the bench, but then he only plays 8 minutes or, you know.
Yeah, he gets flat good.
You get, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure, but I would think Jeff and Zeke play. Bones will play. It'll be interesting to see if Ish gets any run tonight.
Sure, I'd be down for that.
So I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's really interesting that Malone went right to starting Christian. I hope it pays off for sure.
DeAndre Jordan is a minus 43 in his last 64 minutes. That's over 6 games. Nuggets have been outscored by 43 points in 64 minutes with DeAndre Jordan on the floor.
Yeah,
That's tough, man.
Listen, they're tenable, right? Insofar as the starting center is Jokic, and you're winning these regular season games. But you can talk yourself into you're surviving it. But there's also a line of who are we kidding with how well is it working and does it feel futile?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that it's a tough spot for anybody to be in, backing up Jokic and in a second unit that I don't feel like I don't feel like they're productive together. I think that offensively they're just not there, especially if Bones is not having a great game. So I think that you're going to have very tough minutes regardless. And then it's DeAndre Jordan, who, you know, he's not bringing you much offense. Defensively, I mean, he's okay, but not great, not grabbing a lot of rebounds. So it's just going to be a lot of negative minutes. But like he said, as long as you have Jokic, I think that it is attainable. And also, I don't expect them to win those minutes when Jokic is on the bench. So you just want to just keep it like net zero or as close to that as possible. Mm-hmm. So hopefully there's a trend where they start going in the right direction.
Much was made about Nikola Jokic's suit game a couple nights ago when he had that kind of green heathered suit that he walked into the arena with. And if we had saw that, we knew he'd be in for a good game.
That's true.
I feel like we should talk about the suit Jokic walks into the arena in on every pregame show and predict the type of night he has because of it.
He's
got the turtleneck going tonight with kind of this purplish checkered ensemble.
And that's like a Swiss one. Like, really, this one says, I just scored 40 points, had 27 rebounds, and 10 assists in a game. That's what this outfit itself looks like. I look good.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Yeah.
I've been playing good.
This is a great suit.
This got to be this has to be his best look.
Yes.
This is clean.
That's
every
rare
single way.
air right there.
He has a haircut. He looks super nice,
Yeah.
super fit. He has like the Swiss look to him, and then the turtleneck under the suit. Oh, that's A1.
Do you think he tries the clothes on and Natalia either says yay or nay, or she lays them out for him ahead of time?
This was his wife's outfit. I'm going to tell you
sure,
that right
She
now.
definitely lays them out ahead of time. One suit, one look per night, and he just goes with it.
Yeah.
That's my feeling.
Underrated thing about Jokic, he's a watchman, a timepiece fella.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Big into the watches.
Been in GQ for his watch game, so that's an underrated part of the style.
Yeah. Man's got style. Got style.
Someone said it's a Slava suit.
Nice.
I love this shit. All right, let's move on here. We spoke to Jamal Murray at shoot-around this morning. He's not playing tonight, but I thought he had some real insightful details about why he did choose to play the other night against Charlotte, even though his knee was hurting him. We're going to play the video of some of those comments. It's about 2 minutes. Listen to what Jamal Murray said, because I really feel like he gave a pretty interesting explanation of why he decided to play. So let's run that video here real quick.
I'm good. Malone said you were fighting through some stuff last game. What was it? So we don't have to speculate.
Hey, there's nothing to speculate. You know,
Is that guy?
yeah, it's this guy right here. Just felt like one of those days after rehab. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like 2 good days, and you have a bad day. It's like, man, I don't know what's happening. It just felt like one of those days during the season. So I don't know what 30 games in now. Take. So, so yeah, it was just one of those ones. I didn't want to sit out. I just wanted to play it. It was good to know, good to have that feedback. You know, be able to go through it, know what it's going to be like if it happens again. It could be in playoffs, it could be at any time. So it was good to. The coach didn't like that he played me, but it was good to like see it from my information personally. But yeah.
Have you come to grips that it's just going to be inconsistent? Like, have you just wrapped your head around that?
I mean, it's been like that for a while, so I kind of know what to expect. But obviously, half days are a little worse than others. And that was just one of those days. But it was a win day. We got it up, got through it, got some good information on myself. So it was worth it.
Does it help mentally when you kind of find that line where you know where you can push it? What does that do for you?
Just give me the confidence and know what to expect. You know, obviously, you go in the game, you guard high-level guys, some of the best guys in the league, best guys in the world, and you got to be healthy to do that. So to have the information of what it's going to feel like when it's that sore, and to be able to play around it, you know, still be able to go there and try to play my game in a different way, that helps. That's good feedback.
Even though it's that knee, do you just always still have that mentality of I want to battle through, I want to play through, you know, whatever?
Yeah, for the most part. I think it was the type of soreness it was. It wasn't like it was just a different type of soreness. I can't really explain what kind of soreness it was, but something that I knew I could be able to push through. Ice worked on the bench instead of heat. Just little different ticks that I needed to figure out.
All right, so that was Jamal at shoot around this morning. I thought he said some interesting stuff there. Let me just sum it up real quick. He said he still has good days and bad days with his knee. Sometimes he experiences soreness. He says, you know, that's normal. That happens. He's pretty much told himself that that's what's going to be happening all season long. He says he didn't want to sit out and that he wanted to play just so he knows what it's like to play on it in case he has to later in the season or in the playoffs. If he's experiencing soreness, you know, in the playoffs, he wants to know what it feels like to play on it and how he may have to adapt his game and such. Remember, he had 11 assists the other night against Charlotte. It was clear that he shifted into more of a facilitator mode the other night. Murray said, Coach didn't like that he played me, but it was good to see it for my information. And he said that it gives me confidence, like just to know what to expect and that he could play through it. Vogt, you were there when Jamal was talking today. Did what he said make you feel better about him playing the other night at all? Or how do you kind of view that whole thing now?
On one hand, I'm glad for him that he got to collect that data.
Sure.
It seemed very clear that was important to him. You mentioned at the top of the show that he seemed in a good mood. And, you know, I wonder, a lot of projection here, but I wonder how much of that is he was worried about the knee. He played on it, wakes up the next day, and he's still here. Everything's fine, you know, and maybe that's helpful for him. Having said that, I'm also glad he's resting tonight. I don't think that needs to be pushed.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you remember the initial consideration of a return nearing the playoffs, I think this particular dynamic was a lot of it. He was cleared, he'd work out, it might go well, then he wakes up the next day and he's very sore, and it's a concerning thing. So it is interesting that he's still dealing with that, but I think his sort of positive outlook on it made me feel better about where he's at with it mentally.
What do you think about that, Dev?
I mean, I think it's easy and good to say, like, in hindsight, when nothing bad did happen.
Yeah.
But also, things could have went bad. If you're not feeling well, there's no reason to push it or to try to force yourself through that, because one bad turn or one tweak, it's already feeling weak enough where the team didn't want to play you, but then also you brought it to their attention as well, or you would have just went through and played. So I don't like that. Also, there's other ways to push yourself, like go get on the treadmill or something like that. You don't have to actually run through and just play a full-fledged game if you're not feeling well. So I don't like that. I do understand that he wants to be positive, and it makes sense, like, you know, now when you're saying, hey, I want to know what that looks like later on. But even later on, if you're not feeling well, there's no need to risk it all over a game or, over a playoffs, game or whatever the case may be. Feel good, feel better. They're going to need you throughout the entirety of the season, not, pushing it just because.
Yeah, man. I get what Jamal's saying, and I get what he said there. It makes sense to want to know what it feels like and know your limits on a knee that's sore and could be sore for big games down the line. That being said, I feel like it's still crazy that he played the other night. I still can't believe it, and I'm glad he's resting tonight. If his knee is sore, I think he should rest every single time. Again, I'm not a doctor. Jamal made it sound like, at least from what he was told, again, he made it sound like it wasn't like he could do any further damage to it or anything. He was good. He got clearance to play. But still, I mean, this team should be deep enough to where he doesn't have to battle through soreness against the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's about,
Right?
And it's not just, you were just saying it, it's not really about is he going to re-tear it per se, but why start this season-long thing of sort of playing catch-up to soreness?
Right.
Putting yourself behind that ball. That 8 ball, is that the expression?
Yeah,
Whatever.
behind the 8 ball. That's right.
Cool. Just guessing out here. But yeah, you guys get what I'm saying.
And also, they have Bones Highland. They have Ish Smith.
Right.
They have other guys. It was the Charlotte Hornets, who are the worst team in the league right now, or close to.
No, you could call them the worst team in the
You
league.
do not have to push yourself. Let the other guys play. Feel better. And it's not, I don't want to make it seem like I'm being critical of him, because at the end of the day, it's his body.
Sure.
Yeah.
But also, you want him to just have a long career. You don't need to push it right now.
Yeah. And I do always applaud Jamal for wanting to push through things, and he's tough and he's a
Yep.
warrior. But I am glad he's sitting tonight. Okay, let's move on here. We're running a little long. Facu Campasso signed with Red Star Belgrade, guys.
How fun is
This
that?
is just like a full circle moment, I feel like. Of course, Facu was with the Nuggets last year. Didn't work out very well. Went to the Dallas Mavericks, signed there this season, got waived. He was one of the most coveted free agents in Europe, where he had a legendary career before he came over to Denver. Well, he signed with Red Star, which is one of the 2 clubs in Belgrade. Here he is shooting around at his first practice at Alexander Nikolic Hall, a place where Adam and I went, where we interviewed Milan Dosic for the documentary. That is the guy, if you guys saw the documentary, Milan Dosic, the sports director of Red Star, is pretty much their GM. He gave us one of the great lines of the entire documentary, if you remember. That kid, that one fat kid, that my favorite line of the whole documentary. But it's just a funny full circle moment. And then Facu was kind of talking about just who he's spoken to once he got to Belgrade. He said that Nikola Jokic was talking to him about the best places to live in Belgrade. He said Luka Doncic also sent him messages. He might have outed Jokic as a Red Star supporter.
What?
I don't know if he did or if it was just kind of a lost in translation moment.
Probably that one.
Maybe we should go with that. He also said Facu did that he listened to Serbian music when he was in the NBA, but he doesn't exactly remember the artist. I didn't really understand it, but I liked it. The rhythm is good.
That's a pander job.
I've been out there. The music is good, though.
It is good.
The beats are hard. Still one song that I gotta have. I just have to have.
Yeah,
but also,
we all know it. Yeah.
he's gonna be happy. Like, really, I'm excited that Red Star was excited to have him. I think he's gonna have a really good career there. He's gonna be a superstar in their league and gonna be embraced like in its entirety. Like, Facu he had some great moments. Like, his passing is going to be so great for the league where they're just going to be all in on it.
Yeah. People are going to
He's going to light it up a lot of the times, and that's a great fit for him. So, like, I'm happy that he's going to be out there.
I think Casey has the best theory about why Facu went to Red Star. He saw the documentary, and he was like, I got to go there.
I got to be
I
there.
was gonna say, I'm a little offended he didn't reach out to us for our opinion of Belgrade.
Yeah. Like, he should talk to Jokic, Doncic, and DNVR.
Yeah, I would.
Those would be the 3 people I'd ask about Belgrade.
DMs are open.
Yeah.
Belgrade, probably a pretty sweet place to be rich. Seems like a good time.
Probably get your personal Slav.
I was
Yeah.
rich out there for a week.
That's a
so
good
I
point.
just-
That's a good point.
that's a good place to be
we would
rich.
know. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a
You
good
get,
time.
get your own Slav on the Danube River, just not bad. Not a bad life you could live out there. All right, let's move on to the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Let's get out our phones. Let's fire up the app. Let's win some money tonight, Dev. Nuggets, Grizzlies. I'm excited for this one. How are you feeling about tonight?
I feel good. With Jamal out, I feel really good.
Okay.
So Nuggets come into this TNT game as a 1-point favorite at home.
Wow.
And if there's a game to prove that you're not frauds, this is the one. Memphis is coming off of an embarrassing loss to the Thunder. And you got to think about it. They were the top seed. It happens to everyone. So while everyone is just like getting down on the Nuggets for losing these type of games, it happens to everybody.
Everybody plays down to their competition.
Everybody does it. But this one, not playing down to their competition. This is a battle for number 1 seed out west. And for as iffy as Denver has played at times, they have a spot to be the top seed. Let's do this. Give me Denver -1. Like it.
Oh, yeah.
The over-under in this game is at 236, and I'm sure that Denver sees how well they played last game, especially on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah.
And defense is how you win these games. It also had to feel really good for Malone to finally give them compliments, to be excited after the game. That's like a moment that you have to just like, hey, I want that again. So with that, we know that Jokic won the defensive chain, the player of the game for defense.
He also broke it.
He also broke it,
He
yeah.
broke it.
Yeah. Did you not see that?
Nope.
He broke the
So he's
defensive
going to
player of
ride
the
that.
game
He's going to
chain.
ride that. Give me the under in this one. The under. I think they're going to play defense, especially with Bruce Brown and
Okay.
Christian Brown slowing down those guys. I like it. For Memphis, Ja Morant just played like shit. I loved it. Truly loved it. Let's see more of that. Let's see Denver get the ball out of his hands and for those guys, Christian Brown, KCP, and Bruce Brown, to just make it tough for him. Give him a tag team duo. I'm going to go under 28.5 points. I don't think that he's going to have a monster game. That's just me. While I think that Ja does not have a monster game or get his, I do think that Dylan Brooks is going to have a good game. So he's tough. He can score. He plays hard. He competes at a high level. I'm going to go over 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists for him.
Okay.
Now let's get them out of there. So it's time to get on Denver's side of things. I think this is going to be a big, big game for Aaron Gordon to continue being a beast. Right now, you can vote for him to be an all-star. You might as well go ahead and do it. Go vote for him to be an all-star. He's playing really well. I like for him to get over 6 rebounds in this game. This is a game that he's going to have to play a ton. He's going to be in help side a lot. I think that's opportunities for rebounds. Give me that. We're also going to ride the well and go right back to the steals. He gets one every game. Let's just put it in. It's still at -130. So I'm going to go with the Aaron Gordon steals. DraftKings made a mistake. After just seeing this guy go for 27 rebounds, they put his rebounds down. Jokic's rebounds is at 10.5. What a mistake. I think that he's going to have it again. So 10.5, that's an easy one. It's so easy. Also, my lock of the night. It's official. DraftKings is drunk. They're actually drunk. They made Jokic's points, rebounds, and assists 46.5 after he just recorded
What are they
77.
doing?
77.
I know he's going against one of his buds, Steven Adams, but still.
That man does not care. There's no way he doesn't go crazy in this one. He's back in the Western Conference Player of the Week. Give me the over. Points, rebounds, and assists. It's time to put everyone on notice again.
That's pretty low, man.
Yeah, like, what are we
insane.
doing here?
That's 77.
That's not since Wilt Jokic you're talking about there,
Yeah.
DraftKings.
Guys, there are Christian Brown props on the board. There are Jeff Green props on the board. I think most of them they actually took off, though.
Hey, NBA B-Ball Serbia, we're here for you. We're sorry for your loss. That's tough.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay right where you are. We're going to stay right where we are. We've got a watch along tonight. We're going to be talking about Nuggets Grizzlies, giving you some play-by-play, giving you maybe some wind chimes, some hot takes that are even too hot for the pregame or postgame show. Hit that link, find the watch along. We'll be tweeting it out as well. You can find it on our YouTube channel too. We'll be there right now. So we'll see you guys there.
Yeah.